Hey guys, what's going on? As you've noticed, I'm not posting quite as much anymore. I just uploaded a video about like shitty boomer job advice. So hopefully you guys like that and it entertains and informs you. But basically, I haven't been uploading much. I've got some other shit going on. Nothing too crazy. I have to stop touching my goddamn face. I'm always itching at it, always doing something. It's this fucking beard. I just trimmed my beard. Now it's itchy as hell. I looked at my last video. I'm keep poking at my face and like picking at my nose, and I'm just like, dude, keep your fucking hands away from your fucking face. But just popped a new Zyn. Oh yeah, baby. My menthol's in. I mentioned it in my last video, but these are FDA approved now, so hopefully there'll be more of these in stores. I'm making a concerted effort to like stop putting shit into my lungs as best I can, but it's tough. It's tough. These things aren't even good for you. I mean, people are like doesn't it, this one guy at work. He was just like big into Zins and stuff, and he's saying there's no cancer-causing chemicals in it. It's like, well, they got formaldehyde in it. They fucking preserve dead bodies with that shit, but whatever. Everything will kill you. Everything you enjoy will kill you at some point. It's like that Bukowski quote: "Find something you love and let it kill you." So, I'm well on my way to that. Charles would be proud of me, but hang on one second. mm. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. I had something knock my ass out of commission last week. Missed a couple days of work. I was just like, fuck, dude. It's just like, of course, like the week after I get back to work, I had 2 weeks off for work. And I had like nothing to do. I mean, I kept busy with a couple things. I did some writing, did some reading, did some drawing, did some other shit like that. But overall, I was just kind of like sitting on my ass playing video games and shit, which isn't a problem, but it's just like, you know, trying to find something else to do besides just being online is tough sometimes. And there's just like overwhelming feeling for me just basically being like a 39-year-old man child. I just turned 39 January 1st, and 1 year left till 40. And I feel I really haven't done shit with my life. I'm living with family right now. I've been working steady. I've had this job for almost 3 years, but it doesn't really pay that well. I've talked about it before. I've done whatever, but I just feel this overwhelming feeling of just not accomplishing much with my life. And now I'm going to tell YouTube this so I get some free therapy, or basically just people in the comments telling me I'm a fucking loser, whatever. I'm no stranger to that kind of shit, but it's just like trying to do something with your life. Like, I'm not married. I don't have kids. I don't own a home. There's a whole bunch of shit I just didn't get around to doing. And I kind of regret that shit now. I see my buddies on Facebook and they're all doing well. They're all raising kids and stuff. I mean, there's some guys I lost touch with since high school. I don't know what they're doing. I knew a couple kids that got big into drugs, had all sorts of problems. I mean, I know one guy was living out of his car for a while. So I guess I'm doing better than him, but I don't know if that's a very high bar to clear. But just trying to find, like, just trying not to be this big doofy retard and just waste more of my life waiting for things to change. My whole 30s was a big clusterfuck. It was just a fucking mess. I lost my job when I was 32, had to work at Kroger. I don't know if I talked about that before. I struggled with money this entire like last 9 years. Just had no money coming in, barely at all. I lived with my dad for a while. I was working 2 jobs for a while, 60, 70-hour weeks, not having any money coming in, having to constantly borrow money, take out loans, scrape and claw, do all these side hustles and shit. And I'm just like, I look at myself like a cautionary tale. Like, I tell like Zoomers, there's like young guys at work who work in high school. They're even younger than Zoomers, I think. They're like 17, 18 years old. They work like part-time for us, but the local high school sends a couple of them over to us. It's like a kind of a jobs training program and shit. And it's good exposure for these kids to kind of learn what it's like to work, basically, just kind of get more kids used to working 40-hour weeks, the 9 to 5 job, however the hell long that lasts. Everything's gig work now. Everyone has a side hustle now. People are working multiple jobs and shit. Everybody's grinding, hustling, all this shit. And, just since the pandemic, everything's just been just, pew, just going down. And all these normal things, all these safe markers of like a middle class lifestyle are just like slipping from our grasps. And how it comes down to me, it's just like, I don't know. I like to think that things happen for a reason. Like there's some divine reason I'm a fucking loser pushing 40 and I have like nothing going on in my life except making these stupid YouTube videos and a bunch of other bullshit. But it's just like, man, if I had any advice for anybody out there, it's just, I don't know. I want to be able to give advice, but I don't know what to tell people. I just talked about, like, in my last video, I was just talking all this shitty boomer advice people are giving these young kids. I wish I had something better to tell them. I don't want these kids winding up like me. I look at the kids from high school that work at my work part-time, and I'm just like, what's their future going to be like? What are they looking forward to, And I feel sad. I feel worried for them. Will they be able to afford a house? Will they be able to afford a decent car? Will they be dating girls? Will they be able to go to college and afford going to college and not be saddled with some huge amount of debt? Are they going to be able to have a good career? Are they going to be living with their parents for another 10 years? What's going to happen with them? I don't know. I wish I had something I could tell these guys. Basically, just like, don't wind up like me. Do something with your life. But at the same time, it's like, what do you do? What do you do? It's just like this whole idea. It's becoming like clear to me that you're just this, whatever in the past, whatever boomer vision of the past existed 30, 40 years ago, it's gone now. You'll be working for less money, your living spaces will get smaller, you'll hang on to your old stuff longer. Look at some of the clothes people are wearing, look at the cars they're driving. Everybody's trying to scrape and claw to get more money somehow. Me too. I'm saving up coins, I'm driving Grubhub, I'm doing some, I was thinking about getting into freelance writing. There's some of these websites that you can write an article for them and they'll give you like $100 for every 2,000 words or something, and trying to find shit like that, doing DoorDash and Grubhub and all that shit. My car is so fucking old though. And I hear all these things about like Instacart and stuff like that too. And there's all these like upper middle class white women complaining because some men got them the wrong kind of oat milk. It's like, do I want to have to deal with that shit? Am I going to get fired because I didn't bring Karen the right kale or something? I don't know. All this fucking stress. And, you wonder all this gig economy shit. And, I was reading this book from Dave Graeber. He's a lefty. I'm not really much of a lefty, but he brought up a lot of good points just about the nature of work and just how much bullshit there is. And just this whole idea that you have to just keep busy all 8 hours of the day. And you just, like, the nature of work and how work is, and just like the soul crushing reality of like capitalism living in modern day America, and how we're all under the boot of the elites, and looking back at this election, looking at Donald Trump with his tax cuts and tariffs and deporting migrants and all this stuff, I don't know. The Democrats fumbled the bag so hard. People literally chose a billionaire Zionist that's going to deregulate literally everything. And what do? I mean, there's rate cuts going on. I don't know much about the economy or finance and shit like that. I know that we have a lot of interest, like the biggest expenditure of the American government is just covering the interest from the debt. It's like $1 trillion we got to come up with in a year. It's more money than our defense budget. And looking at all this other shit, like, people say the debt doesn't matter, but it's like, dude, it's making everything more expensive. And inflation, that people think, they point at like charts and graphs and say, it's not so bad. Look at this. Look at these lines. Look at these charts. Look at all this shit. It's just like, bro, people do not have the money. That's what it's about. It's about the fucking money. Ain't nobody got money. I had to borrow a few bucks from my dad today because all my money went to paying bills and shit. And maybe, okay, I bought a little bit of Zyn. Forgive me. I bought a beer. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I want my addictive substances to forget my shitty working class lifestyle. God forbid you want to go out to Chipotle and get a big burrito. God forbid you want to buy some beef jerky every once in a while. Jesus Christ. Ah, what just, I don't know. I mean, I can't complain about my life too much. My life is not bad. I'm working steady. I'm keeping most things under control. You know, my mental health has been decent. I'm finding different stuff to do, but you know, I'm being less online has helped because, you know, I'm just getting to this point where I just don't care about all this bullshit happening online. Everybody is obsessed. Excuse me. Everybody's obsessed with telling me their problems. Oh, there's all this going on. There's all these problems happening across the world. Everybody's broke. The racism's a problem. Capitalism's out of control. We're being exploited. People are poor. People are being killed. Climate change. All this shit. And I looked at this as like an individual sense, just like, there's not much I can do about this kind of shit, except vote, of course. But, I mean, look at the system we have now. I mean, for all the talk about how important democracy is, we're saddled with Donald Trump again and his right-wing fucking regime. All these whack jobs and climate skeptics and vaccine skeptics and lunatics basically running things now. I mean, what do we do, man? I don't know. People come in with their problems, and I'm just like, bro, there's nothing I can do. Having the same, that's the thing. It's just, you go on Twitter, go into political Twitter, and look at the kind of shit people are posting. And if you were on there 10 years ago, I remember being on Twitter 10 years ago, back when Trump was like announcing his run. It's been 10 years of this. Everybody freaking out, everybody talking about politics and all this other bullshit and having the same arguments. Migrants are causing problems. No, they're not. Crime is a big issue. No, it's not. Racism is a problem. No, it's not. Trump is a fascist. No, he's not. All this stuff around all these different topics, man. And what's the point of arguing? I mean, what's the point of like even having debates anymore? Nobody's like having their mind change. They just dig their heels in more and just talk about the same shit. It's just like, why didn't Trump fix this? Why didn't Biden fix this? Why didn't Obama fix this? Why do we have all these problems going on? Why are wages not keeping up with inflation? You know, you could Google, what was his name? General Electric CEO, Jack Welch, the guy who basically manipulated the stock market to like put more money. He maximized shareholder value. And that's one of the big reasons, like employee wages, or no, like productivity and wages have been like divided and going in different directions for the last 30 years. It all changed after the 80s, man. But oh, I'm a flimmy boy today. Excuse me. But you just look out the reasons, all this shit going on, and nobody has any answers for this kind of shit. Just blame the same scapegoats. Oh, it's white people's fault. It's communism's fault. It's black people's fault. It's Jews' fault. It's Christians' fault. It's Muslims' fault. It's whoever. All we do is just scapegoat each other, man. I don't know what to tell people anymore, man. I don't know what to tell Zoomers going into the workforce. I don't know. I just don't know anymore, man. I hate to say it. I hate to be negative. You know, there's lots of good things about living in America. People think that things are bad. In a lot of ways, things are still good, you know, but some people are just so sheltered and so separate from all this shit. Like, you see these like e-celebrities are just celebrities in general, all these people with like millions of followers and all this money living in like fancy gated communities, and they're the ones telling us everything's fine and we're stupid for thinking things are bad. This like goofy neoliberal boomer mindset shit these people all have. It's like, man, live in a trailer park like I do. Live in like a low income neighborhood with like fentanyl problems and homelessness, where you're seeing like needles on the ground and people sleeping out, you know, in the open, or people just tweaking on drugs, just lurching around the gas station at 3 a.m. like a fucking zombie. You know, look at the violence and the fucked up shit happening, man. It's just, But who do you blame for it? I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe we all like play a part in this shit. Maybe we're all like to blame for this stuff. I'm just rambling and not making any sense, but just forgive me. I just got some shit I want to get off my chest, but I've been basically less online, and I just, it helps. It helps, you know, but because it's just, I look at myself and I just realize there's really not much I can do. And some people are just, they don't want answers. They just want to complain. They just want to be mad. They want to be stuck in this cycle of arguing forever on the internet because it makes them feel like they have some modicum of control in their life. Ah, damn. These Zins are going to fucking kill me. Always coughing and hacking. Man. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But, I'm going to leave it there. I've rambled on long enough. I wish I had something better to tell people, man, but things are changing and people are going to have to find different ways to survive. We'll have to just, the thing is, you know, I'll end with saying this. I don't know if the system can be fixed. I don't think Trump's going to fix it. I don't think the Democrats are going to fix it. I don't think any group in America right now with any kind of power is going to be able to head off the multiple systemic issues facing this country that have plagued us for decades. So just get ready, man. See, because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 months, 5 weeks even. Things could be totally different. We could have a pandemic. We could have a recession. We could have some mass unrest. We could have another assassination attempt. We could have, I don't know, any number of things could go wrong. But I'm not trying to leave you on a depressed note, but hopefully you're doing well. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling. If you're a young guy and you want advice, just don't wind up like me. Find some way to make money. I don't know. But that's all I got for you guys right now. See ya.